Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Well, this one, I know I say I'm excited about a lot of these interviews, but this one I am very excited about because it is the St. Pete Salt Works business that I've been wanting to go to myself for, well, I guess it's over a year now. When my friend told me about this place, I was like, oh, I have to go there. And I had asked him what it was that this place brought to his life. And he said it's really so important it's just a part of his mental health workout. So I'm all about that. And I'm really, really excited to bring the owner of this wonderful facility, Mark Anderson. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
And I am excited to talk to you. So I think it was Kelly Venuti that reconnected us, even though I had heard about you before. I was so happy that I was able to connect and have this interview today, because I'm always looking for more healers, and everybody needs to have, some people just like to go to therapy. Some people just like to ride their bike. Some people just like to meditate. Well, I think that every option is important. And I certainly know this option has worked for my good friend who is a first responder, and he thinks very highly of you. So Mark, tell the audience a little bit about your space in St. Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are Floatation Therapy, also known as sensory deprivation from the 60s. It's been around for a long time, but new to St. Pete. And, I'd known about it and I knew it would be great in the city and no one would do it. So here we are. We brought it to this great town. A little bit about what flotation therapy is. We're really, if you wanted to make it a simple understanding, it's an adult timeout. And that makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. But we're really creating a space where you can remove the world for an hour. We're providing your own private room where in that room you can remove all the world's inputs to the nervous system. And there's a lot of science behind that. There's a lot of things that happen in that reduction of inputs to the body and to the brain. But we do it with 1,000 pounds of medical grade Epsom salt and only 10 inches of water. So we are putting you in a zero gravity state, which is really nice just by itself. In addition to that, we are providing, the water is also the same temperature as your skin. So we're removing the sense of touch. And those are two very large inputs from the world that you have not been able to remove since you've been in the womb. So we are, taking away big chunks of data, which is really cool. You're in control of the lights at all times. There's some fiber optic lights up in the ceiling, and there's some lights under the water as well. But after everything kind of fades away, you can successfully remove gravity, touch, light, sound, all those worldly things. And it's just a space where you can just say bye-bye world. And there's a need for that.
I want to say goodbye to the world today.
Now more than ever, I'm happy to be here. I'm all about helping the helpers. You mentioned first responders. Everyone that had any stress before this year started, that stress cup is overflowing now. So providing options for people to kind of just hit that reset, hit that little defrag, and just take a break is important.
Yeah, so I have so many questions, but I want to start out with just really trying to paint a visual for whoever is considering this wonderful break from the world, okay? Mm-hmm. God knows we need it. I need it, and I'm coming to St. Pete for this treatment. I can't wait. Mm-hmm. So you get into a bath, you have a robe, you get naked. Let's give them the real Holyfield, Mark. What happens?
Absolutely. So we are by appointment only. So you get your own room, and we can talk a little bit more about the sanitation and things like that, and how we provide the space for you in a safe, clean environment. But you do have your own room, and in that room, you have everything that you need for your float experience. There's a shower in there. We want you to shower before and after. You want to rinse off the day before you get in, and you'll want to rinse off the salt afterwards. And everything else we provide. I always tell people, bring your stress and I'll hold on to it for you. So we provide your towel. Earplugs are optional. Bathing suit is also optional. We say birthday suit or bathing suit. Mm-hmm. It's more important that you're comfortable in there. So, whatever you prefer. The less tactile inputs, the better. So, that's always up to the specific client that's coming in. But most people do float in the nude, and it's your own private room. You close the door, you lock it.
And you are literally floating on top of the
Yes.
water.
We have 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt. So that creates a space and only 10 inches of water. So it's 300 gallons of water. It's shallow, it's ankle deep, but when you put all your body surface on the water, you float up like a cork. So we're really putting you in a zero gravity state. And the benefits of that magnesium from the Epsom salt is kind of like just another ball game. So it's a very synchronistic effect when you provide that reduction of inputs, all the magnesium from the Epsom salt, and that zero gravity. Just for one, you're getting some more blood flow to all your different extremities because you don't have gravity or any kind of, if you're laying down, you always have some kind of pressure points that you're activating. So it's just an amazing space to, work on recovery if you're doing sports or just from physical activity. I'm really excited about in going deep into the research and the cognitive benefits of it. So working with PTSD, with just overwhelm, just burnout, just some of these things that the world is providing us to try to deal with.
Well, you bring up a good point about injury. Of course, when you were mentioning Epsom salt, I hear my mother, my mom, my
Yep,
parents
everyone.
from Ireland, right? And just Sunday, I was at brunch with them, and my mom has an injured shoulder. So of course, I'm thinking I got to get my mom here. And she said, "Oh, don't you worry, I'm going to have a little bath with some Epsom salt."
Yes, everyone's mom growing up, if you're sick, just get in a tub with some Epsom salt.
Right.
You're gonna be fine.
Right.
Yeah, I get it for sure. But this is next level. We
Yeah,
provide.
totally.
Yeah.
They swear by it. I mean, they swear by it. Neosporin and Epsom salt, the two greatest
Yep.
healers in the world, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to know. I kid around all the time and talk about how I'm sober 26 years, and I was in two
Good for you.
rehabs as a young adult, and I joke all the time that I would like nothing more than to check into a rehab today so I could like talk about myself and recover from what's going on in the world and just get some therapy all day. And I love any type of space that you can go to have like some extreme self-care, and that's what this sounds like to me, some really much needed extreme self-care. So I know that you say an hour, but people don't have to stay for an hour, because I know some people that have mental health issues, they suffer from anxiety, and maybe they couldn't even imagine doing a whole hour. Do you offer like half hours, or is it just hour all the time and they can leave early?
Yeah, pretty much. It's your room for an hour. We have to do an hour flotation, then an hour filtration. So no matter what, even if you leave early, that's your room for an hour. I've had so many people. I've floated thousands of people since we opened, and it's so funny how many people say, or like I do their intro, they get in, they're kind of looking around. I'm like, they'll be out in 20 minutes. I'm knocking on the door, I'm flashing the lights, and
Closing
but
time.
yeah, people can even start with a tour. A lot of people come in and just they want to see what it looks like. They want to see what it is and see that it's, one, not scary, two, that it's a clean, safe environment. But yeah, if you don't like it, by all means, it's your room. You can leave the doors open, you can leave the lights on, and you can leave whenever you want. I've had more people ask for longer floats than ask for shorter ones.
Oh, yeah. It's like getting a massage. You go in and you think you only want 60, and you're like, can you bump me up to 90? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. So, by all means, I'm the owner. I can make my own rules. If you want a 30-minute float, just holler at me. But I guarantee you'll want to come back and you'll want to do an hour.
Yeah, 30 minutes
And
is enough. Never.
right. But by all means, if that's what it takes to get someone to try it, I'm all about it. I've had people bring a float partner just to sit in there with them. A lot of the older community that they want to make sure they feel safe and comfortable in there. I've got so many rewarding stories. I had a lady that did exactly that. She sat in there with her husband, and she came out crying. I'm like, oh no, what's wrong? She's like, it's the first time my husband said he's been not in pain for a very long time. And it's stories like that I'm like, wow, it's why we're here, how we're,
Yeah.
and in its simplicity too, because we're not doing anything profound. We're removing the world, and there's a lot that happens there, and it
Mark,
also goes
I have to
very
know.
well. Sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all about this. Removing the world, an hour, it just isn't even enough. I'm talking about a full-on retreat for 30 days. But for now, we'll deal with an hour. But
Mhm.
tell me why, Mark. Tell me why you decided to do this, because I'm intrigued.
Sure. Yes. So I spent 15 years making maps for the military. I was a civilian contractor for the Department of Defense. And what that means is I was sitting in a dark cubicle with 3D glasses making maps for undisclosed places.
Mhm.
But when you start doing that, you kind of put it on autopilot. So you can kind of do whatever you want as you're making these kind of digital maps. So I filled my head with different podcasts and different things. And at this particular time, my wife was pregnant with our little one, who's 10 now. So
Oh,
we're talking about 10 years ago.
no.
So I was always, I was mapping, but I also had this curiosity about the brain. And I always had this idea of brain mapping, taking my mapping background and doing brain mapping. So started listening to iTunes University. I pretty much have a
Oh,
degree's worth
cool.
of information from, iTunes University, which listening to like psychologists from Harvard. I'm like, how am I doing this for free? It's just, you just listen to all these cool things. And, with my wife being pregnant, I was interested in brain development, child development, environment, all these different things. And I was just really fascinated by it. And I would also listen to podcasts, one of which was Joe Rogan, who's a big, he has those long form conversations
Yeah.
and goes into depth about a lot of things. And one of the things he always talked about was floatation therapy. He had one at his house for a long time, and it really resonated with me. And at the time, this is how old it was. I wrote it in my BlackBerry. Someday I'm going to own a float center. And then life happened. I got laid off, moved to Melbourne, Florida for a couple years, and there's a float center there. So I knew about it. It sounded awesome, similar to you. I heard about it for a year, never pulled the trigger. And then there was one right around this corner from where I worked. So I popped in there. First float blew my mind. I was like, what is going on? Why are not more people doing this? And then the second one, it was like, okay, I got salt in my eyes. I kind of got disoriented. And then the third float. I always tell people that third float made me open a float center. And it's the truth. I remember kind of my drive home from that third float where I was processing my environment differently. I'm driving home and the way everything was a little bit brighter. Everything was slowed down. I was able to kind of, see that I was really stuck in a fight or flight kind of response to the way I was reacting to just the world around me. It was a very stressful job, working 80 hours a week with people coming to and from tours. So I saw a lot of PTSD and having a lot of conversations. So my wife and I are like, this is important. We're going back to St. Pete. We're building one of these. And it's quite the journey. These aren't everywhere because these aren't easy. There's like 3 salty children I have to maintain on a regular basis. But we started the process, long journey. And here we are. We're floating people. I want to be part of the research. It's important. And thanks to people like you kind of give me opportunity to explain what it is and what it isn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so excited that it's there. So excited that we have this option. I'm thinking about all of the veterans that would benefit and all of the first responders, and really there's nobody that wouldn't benefit today.
Yeah,
Right? Because
that's
the self-care is so necessary, and we have this pandemic, and it's a mental health crisis. And I know that it's very difficult sometimes for people to commit to taking like just 1 hour for themselves and escape and really have no technology and nobody pulling at you, no kids, no Zoom meetings, no
yeah.
interviews, no having to go get the stepson in 20 minutes. It's a lot. The world is really pushing at us, and I'm really proud that you took on this notion to do it. So how long have you been open now, Mark?
So we just clicked our 2-year mark a couple months ago. So I'm going to delete this 2020 off of my thing. But yes, so we've been 2 years. I'm excited to be here next year. I did everything I possibly could to make sure I'm here, kind of moving forward into next year. With everything that this year's put upon us. But yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been pretty exciting to see people get some great benefits here. And we can talk about some of the programs and packages that we're trying to put together to really be that kind of flagship float center, as well as part of the research for both the industry and for different programs for mental health.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've talked to you already about an event that I'm hosting that I'm hoping that you come to, with a psychiatrist that is in St. Pete, who's doing TMI, which is,
Yes.
a wonderful alternative. I think that there's so many great alternatives out there because it's never just one thing that helps. It's usually a combination of things. And to have this community of people that can say, hey, I know that maybe that TMS didn't work, but have you tried Saltworks? Saltworks
No.
is incredible. There's so many practitioners out there, especially in St. Pete, that believe in collaboration. And I think that the more people that know about your services will be so excited to be a part of. So Mark, did you have to close down for a few months? Did you shut down from like the mid-March to May type of deal?
Yes, so we're regulated by the health department, and we're considered a specialty indoor pool. So when they closed down the pools, it was right around mid-March, and we were closed for a good eight weeks.
Mhm.
And then obviously it's been a really gradual kind of ramp back up again. But it's funny, during all of this, everyone was started talking about using UV and ozone and all these different kind of ways to sanitize. That's been part of our filtration process from the get-go. It's not a requirement. It's just something that we've added. We've always had to use as our sanitation process.
Mhm.
So in addition to that, we do an hour of flotation, then we do an hour of filtration through UV, ozone, a regular pool filter. We have to use the same kind of things like an indoor pool would be. So and the only addition we added was some heavy duty exhaust fans. So after each person leaves, all the air is circulated completely out of there, and all touchable surfaces are wiped down. So
That's awesome.
super safe, clean environment that's highly regulated. And I'm glad it is the way it is, because these it's important.
Yeah. So, I work with mostly integrative medicine physicians. I'm working with the Eastern Western world since I'm in my 20s. And the wonderful thing about these alternatives is that they really do make for some great strides with people that maybe they would have never considered. I would say four of the doctors I'm thinking of right now have been doing ozone therapy forever.
Yes, yeah, I'm learning more about that. I'm
Yeah.
very interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of practitioners in the Tampa Bay area that do believe in the integration. And I know I'm thinking about Dr. Coach, who's in Tampa, who has, it's called LifeWorks, Life
Oh,
Force.
nice.
Yeah, and it's like this really huge box that's in her office that you go in and you forget the world for like an hour, and they use light
Yes,
therapy. So
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, we all need it. I mean, put me in with lights, dunk me in some Epsom salt, just help me to maintain and to remove some of the stress that we are
Mhm,
all really, really touched with
mhm.
especially this year, and now with the
Yes.
holidays coming up. I've been thinking mostly about if I'm going to give somebody a gift, I'm going to give them a gift
Mhm.
to take care of
The
them.
gift of nothing is what I call the float.
Yeah. So do you
Which,
offer the gift
yes,
of nothing, Mark?
yes, absolutely. I've been all morning long. People have been popping in buying gift cards. We have a nice gift card set up. I don't think I have any right here, but yeah, physical gift if you want to stop by the shop, and comes with a free tour.
Yay.
And also you can go on our website, and there's a customizable gift card option as well. And our prices are on there.
And they
And
can be emailed or do they get shipped?
it's a customizable gift card. You can either email to yourself and gift, or you can gift it right to the person that you're purchasing it for. So yeah, very easy. And I'll extend to you a deal that we did for Black Friday because it was so well received, which is 3 floats for $100. And
Right.
that's an amazing deal. And it's we have memberships, and that's even cheaper than our membership deals. But I want to get people to that third float. It's important. Like I said, that's what made me open a float center. but they're also shareable. So, you know, if you want to bring a friend or if you want to gift them separately under your account, you just
Well,
put
I'm
$100 in the gift card.
$100 today. Okay. So y'all better hurry up before I buy all of them out because I know a lot of people that need to be floating. Tell me, Mark, where are you located in St. Pete?
So we're just north of downtown St. Pete, right across from St. Anthony's Hospital, just north of Fifth Avenue on MLK, right next to Nova. Everyone knows Nova. It's been there for a long time. This is a great block. We have Gypsy Soul's Coffee House, you know, the medical marijuana place, which is, you know,
You moved into the right hood.
yes, right. Yeah. This block, I could not have created a better float center block if I was trying to design one. But we also have massage therapists on site as well. The float massage combo has been fantastic, very well received. So talk about some pampering, you know, the float, you know, 1 hour float and then a 1 hour massage for 150 is a nice treat for sure.
So in. I love it. Yeah, you know, to me it's like that is the only gift that I want to receive is just give me some self-care.
Yes.
And so it's the only gift that I want to give.
Yep.
I asked a family member to pay for my hour of therapy for Christmas.
Well, no, what's really cool, another reason why we're here and what I want to let people know about is, you know, floating goes so well with so many different things. I call it a space to process. So if you're doing talk therapy, if you're doing anything, you know, any other kind of meditative work, any kind of mindful work, any kind of present moment, anything you're working on, give it a try while you're floating. And it's an amazing way to kind of, you know, focus on or let go. You know, it's such a great space to do that. So
yeah, think about how many people in your life today could benefit from this. Like I'm all about the 3 floats for $100 and then throw in a massage for 150. Oh, like I'm saying yes to all of this. I think that if we really want to help people, we would have to really be that person that says, hey, I care about you. I can see that you're struggling. I really, really want you to take this opportunity to get some self-care. And I'm going to be pointing some people in your direction, Mark, for sure, because I believe, especially because my mom is so crazy about Epsom salts. If I don't listen to my mom,
your mom would love it. Yeah. You guys got to have a float date.
Yes, we'll do a float date, a mother-daughter float date. I love that. Yes. Mark, I'm so excited about what you're doing. You know, just because it takes a lot of courage to do something different, and you've done something different. And I'm quite sure that you are going to be like just reaping all of these benefits for the next few years to come because you're helping so many people, especially in the world of mental health. So I want to say a personal thank you. And we're going to show everybody a little clip after this. The space where Mark is right now. I'm sure that there's some great pictures and everything on social media, but he's going to give you a little.
We can go live. There's no one in there right now. You want to go for it?
Let's go.
Let's go.
All
right.
My kind of interview.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. So we'll just do a quick little loop around the space real quick. So we have blue floors. That's how much we like water. And you talked about you know, being on, in, or near the water. One of my big things is the blue mind, which is what happens when you're in, on, or near the water, and how the brain has a very cool response to that. So here is our float rooms here. So we have a total of 3 float rooms. Each one is your own private oasis, and we provide everything that you need. The lights are all automated. Everything on the outside here is automated. And then, I'm not sure how you can see that there, but so this is where the magic happens. We'll take a look inside here.
Ooh, pretty.
There's fiber optic lights up in the ceiling. There's lights under the water. And there's music as well to begin and end the session. And it's really just a space where you can just take a fancy nap. You could take a journey. You could take it wherever you want. You just close the door and say, bye-bye, world.
Goodbye.
And you shower before and after your session there. And you go right from the shower into the space. And yeah, you got everything that you need. A little, you know, reminder sheet there. And
beautiful.
You know, just a super clean, safe place to check out.
Oh, I love it. Mark, I'm so excited about this place. You know, I moved from New York to Tampa Bay because I needed to be by the water. I do believe
Yes.
that the water has a great effect on your mental well-being, and being out in nature, and incorporating all that the wonderful earth provides. So I think that what you're doing there is really fantastic.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm excited to be here. And yeah, we have similar ideas of how the water is medicine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
And here's this blue marble right here. This is a reminder that we're on this water planet. We're all water beings, and this blew my daughter's mind. When you hold the marble out at arm's length, that's what the world looks like from a million miles away.
wow.
And it's a blue, and we're water people in a water planet. So I'm providing a watery space for you to check out.
Good for you, Mark. I'm so proud of you. It's awesome. Well,
Thank
everybody,
you.
don't forget to check out St. Pete Salt Works gift cards. You heard it. 3 floats for $100 if you mention the Dr. Whisperer show. And go for it, everybody. You deserve that self-care. Mark, happy holidays. Thank you so much for being with us.
Same to you.
Take care.
All right, bye now.
Bye. Don't forget, if you mention that you have seen the show or listened to the podcast, Thai Technology, 3 months for free.